Hello and welcome vegan savages to another video. Originally I wanted to make a vlog today, but they are drilling downstairs all day and hammering and made so much noise that it's already late afternoon, and I decided to make another reaction video. One of you guys sent me a video and he said they covered this topic, meat, super objective, not subjective like, oh, meat is okay, it's not that bad. Objective, so I'm happy to react to it. Not like the recent videos I was reacting to, they were so bad and subjective and they made me a bit mad, but still fun. But I'm looking forward to watch this with you together and see if it's really objective and my reaction towards the video. It's called Why Meat is the Best Worst Thing in the World. I cannot see how it's the best thing. I can certainly see how it's the worst thing. So the channel kurz gesagt, in a nutshell, I don't know. Kurz gesagt, it's funny, it's German, so I think they are German related, but the video is in English. Let's just watch.
Humans love meat. Steak, fried chicken, bacon, pork belly and sausages are just the best things. Eating meat has become so trivial that many people don't consider something a proper meal if there's no animal involved, which is pretty amazing.
How well is that animated? That is a really cool, unique style I haven't seen. Let's keep watching.
Since only a few decades ago, meat was a luxury product. Today, you can get a cheeseburger for $1. Paradoxically, meat is pretty much the most inefficient way of feeding humans. If we look at it on a global scale, our meaty diet is literally eating up the planet. Why is that, and what can we do about it without giving up steak?
First of all, yes, they address the issue that it's sucking up so many resources and many people are unaware of, so I'm glad they do. Let's see if they get the facts right.
Humans keep a lot of animals for food. Currently, about 23 billion chickens, 1.5 billion cattle, and roughly 1 billion pigs and sheep.
Not to mention the trillions of fish, which are only measured in tons because the numbers are so great you cannot measure the individuals.
A lot of mouths to feed, so we've transformed Earth into a giant feeding ground. 83% of its farmland is used for livestock, for example as pasture, and to farm fodder crops like corn and soy. That's 26% of Earth's total land area. If we include the water we need for these plants, meat and dairy production accounts for 27% of global fresh water consumption.
And that is a conservative number. Like the number in Cowspiracy was 55% of fresh water, and my research confirms that this number is really accurate because you have to take everything that takes into factory farming into consideration, what the cow actually drinks, what the watering of the crops, all that stuff that goes in, because if factory farming wouldn't exist, you wouldn't waste this water, and if you take everything in, then you come at around 55% of fresh water. It's insane. But yeah, this is a really conservative number, but still, what did they say? 27, that's still crazy. That's still the elephant in the room.
Unfortunately, meat production is like a black hole for resources. Since animals are living things, most of their food is used to keep them alive while they grow their tasty parts. Only a fraction of the nutrients from fodder crops end up in the meat we buy in the end. Cows, for example, convert only about 4% of the proteins and 3% of the calories of the plants we feed to them into beef. More than 97% of the calories are lost to us. To create 1 kilogram of steak, a cow needs to eat up to 25 kilos of grain and uses up to 15,000 liters of water. Animal products are guzzling up tons of food, but they only make up 18% of the calories humans eat. According to projections, we could nourish an additional 3.5 billion people if we just ate the stuff we feed to animals.
Yes, and world hunger wouldn't exist. This video is so great so far, easy to digest, super visual, you just want to keep watching because it's so well animated and they nailed the facts. It's on the conservative side, but objective, and it's just the truth that animal agriculture is super destructive, takes in so many resources, and I hope they also will address how unhealthy it is and how detrimental, how cruel it is to animal. Let's keep watching.
To make our favorite food group even more unsustainable, about 15% of all greenhouse gas emissions caused by humans are created by the meat industry.
What did they say? 15%? That's so conservative. It's probably more than 50% of greenhouse gas that is caused by animal agriculture, because you have to take everything in consideration. Often they just take some things like the methane cows produce, but no, you have to put everything into consideration. Driving the food the animals will eat to the animals, driving the dead animal parts to the grocery store, the methane the cow produce, all together. And because you have to put all together, because this stuff wouldn't exist if there wouldn't be factory farming, but often this low number, then they only take some things into consideration. But you have to take everything that is involved, and then you come up with a crazy high number that is probably over 50% of all greenhouse gas together, and that is so the elephant in the room. All transportation together is only around 13% of all greenhouse gas. All transportation, cars, trains, planes, ships, all that stuff, and that is so minor to factory farming. Super conservative, but even if that would be true, it would be still more than all transportation together, so it would still be the elephant in the room, but unfortunately it's probably much greater.
As much as by all ships, planes, trucks and cars combined.
More than that, as I just explained.
And there's another aspect to meat. It comes from actual living beings.
Wait, what? Meat comes from actual living beings? I thought it comes from McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Wendy's, Pizza Hut. It's just there in the store ready to eat. It comes from living beings. They have a heart which pumps, they have lungs, they breathe air for oxygen, they have feelings, emotions, they're individual. What? This is, and we eat them? How did they get on our plate? So, do we... Yeah, that's the truth.
Pigs, cattle and chicken are not the ones writing the history books, but if they were, humans would appear as rampant genocidal maniacs that thrive on suffering. Globally, we kill about 200 million animals every day, about 74 billion a year. This means that every 1.5 years, we kill more animals than people have lived in the entire 200,000-year history of humanity.
That is so fucked up. How many animals we kill? That is so crazy. But we cannot wrap our brain around that, because if the numbers get that big, we cannot imagine it. It's like when two people die, you can really relate to that, because you have two friends, you can relate if they would die, how it would feel. But if it's over 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, millions, it's just a number we cannot understand. We're not made for that. But if you try to wrap your brain around it, like this analogy I never thought about, every 1.5 years, which is not much, we kill as many animals as humans have ever existed on this planet. So many countless individual animals. Crazy.
One could argue that we're doing them a favor. After all, they wouldn't exist without us. We might eat them in the end, but we also provide food and shelter and the gift of existence to them.
What God is that? Oh, I give you the existence, but you will suffer your entire life, we will abuse you, and at the end we will kill you. When you're born, you already have your killing date in your ear, and the time you live here, you will live in horror. Let's keep watching.
Unfortunately, we're not very nice gods.
They nailed it again. Yeah, this video is great. Keep spreading the truth.
A lot of our meat comes from factory farms, huge industrial systems that house thousands of animals. Engineered to be as efficient as possible, they have little regard for things like quality of life. Most pigs are raised in gigantic windowless sheds and never get to see the sun. Sows are kept in pens too small to turn around, where they give birth to one litter of piglets after another until it's their turn to be turned into bacon. Dairy cows are forced to breed continually to ensure their milk supply, but are separated from their calves hours after birth. To fatten up beef cattle for slaughter, they're put in feedlots, confined pens where they can't roam, and put on weight more quickly. To make it possible to keep them so tightly together without dying of diseases, the majority of antibiotics we use are for livestock, up to 80% in the US, which helps in the short term, but also fuels antibiotic resistances. But the ones that may have got the worst deal are chickens. In factory farms, they're kept in such vast numbers and so close to each other that they can't form the social structures they have in nature, so they start attacking each other. To stop that, we cut their beaks and claws. Male chickens are deemed worthless since they can't lay eggs and are not suitable for meat production, so within minutes after birth, they're usually gassed and shredded in grinders. Several 100 million baby chickens are killed this way each year. Even if you had a personal score to settle with chickens, how we treat them is beyond broken. So, better buy organic meat, where animals are treated nicely, right?
Not.
Organic farming regulations are designed to grant animals a minimum of comfort. The problem is that organic is an elastic term. According to EU regulations, an organic hen still might share 1 square meter of space with 5 others. That's a long way off from happy farmyard chickens. Farms that sincerely do their best do exist, of course, but meat is still a business. An organic label is a way to charge more money, and countless scandals have revealed producers looking for ways to cheat the system.
I have to say it again, this is so well made.
And while organic meat might be less cruel, it needs even more resources than conventional meat production.
Yes, that is crazy. So many more resources go into organic meat because the cows or whatever animal lives so much longer, does take in so many more resources. If it's grass-fed, yeah, it eats grass, it needs so much land, so much grass, that is so not sustainable. There can't exist a world where everyone eats grass-fed beef unless we have 10 planets. That's so unrealistic. It's a luxury, but it's not sustainable.
So buying organic is still preferable, but does not grant you moral absolution. The truth is, if suffering were a resource, we would create billions of tons of it per year. The way we treat animals will probably be one of the things future generations will look down on in disgust.
Yes! They nailed it so much! Thumbs up for this document. Let's give it a thumbs up now. Boom!
While all these things are true, something else is true too. Steak is amazing. Burgers are the best food. Chicken wings taste great.
Why do they taste great? Not because of the meat itself, no, because of the flavoring, the spices, the herbs we use, the oil we prepare it in, then all the stuff that goes on it, like the sauce in a hamburger, the bread together with the lettuce, the mustard, tomatoes, everything, and then it's just full of flavor, what makes us hooked, because it has all the things like sodium, oil, and fat, something sweet in the sauce, and then all this flavor, just all we can't stop. But meat by itself, it's so sad. Let's take raw meat, not preparing it at all, compared to banana. What is more appealing? The banana you can just peel and eat and it's delicious, you need no preparing. You can make it much more delicious, of course, if you prepare it, like the meat. But the meat by itself, it's so sad with all the tendons in it, and you get sick if you eat it raw, and you need to prepare it in order to make it delicious, but not by itself. Like meat only by itself, not that delicious. And if you know where it comes from, disgusting. It's only delicious when you put all the things together. But guess what? You can do that with everything, and you don't need any animal products. In fact, often the bland foods make the meat enjoyable. For example, a burger with the lettuce, with the pickle, with the tomato, with the mustard.
Meat satisfies something buried deep in our lizard brain. We hardly ever see how our meat is made, we just eat it and love it. It creates joy, it brings us together for family meals and barbecue parties. Eating meat doesn't make you a bad person, not eating meat doesn't make you a good one. Life is complicated, and so is the world we've created. So, how should we deal with the fact that meat is extremely unsustainable and a sort of horrible torture? For now, the easiest option is opting out more often. Taking a meat-free day per week already makes a difference. If you want to eat meat produced with less suffering, try to buy from trusted producers with a good track record, even if it costs more. To make an impact on the environment, go for chicken and pig rather than lamb and beef, as they convert their feed more efficiently into meat. And if you're going to have your steak, you should eat it too. An average American throws out nearly a pound of food per day, a lot of which is meat. In the future, science could get us clean meat. Various startups have successfully grown meat in labs and are working on doing so on a commercial scale.
You know who will be the first to eat cultured meat or clean meat out of the petri dish? Pets, like cats and dogs, because they don't care where it comes from. Some consumers might be, oh, it needs to be a real animal, even though there's no difference in meat out of the petri dish and the real meat. But the meat out of the petri dish, you don't need to kill an animal, you just need some stem cells, and it's much better for the environment, much better for the animals, of course, because there is no throat slitting, and much better in, not better for your health, but better for the other two factors, environment and ethics. But the first beings who will consume that are animals, like dogs and cats, because they don't care.
But solutions like this are still a few years away. For now, enjoy your steak, but also respect it. And if you can, make it something special again. We have something else for you that's also special and tastes even better than steak. We get asked a lot how we make our videos. We thought...
Okay, now they only do some promotion, it seems, for how they make their videos, which is great. If you want to do that, then keep watching the video. I link it to you down below because their animation is truly unique. I enjoyed it a lot. That's why this video is amazing, because it's not graphic. You can easily watch it. You can watch it with kids, you can enjoy it, but they're nailing the facts. They're showing the truth, and still makes you sad, makes you think. But when it's too graphic, often people won't even click at it, click away, won't watch it, just deny it. But if it's like animated, you can easily watch it, you can eat something while watching it, but it still has almost the same impact. So I love this video. This is so great. It makes me so happy that it has already almost 4 million views. Thank you for the person who sent me this video. Wow, that was fun watching. I'll link it to you down below so you can watch it with your friends, family, send it to someone. As I said, the facts are really conservative, but still the conservative facts are that impactful that you see how f***ed up the system is, that even if it would only cost 15% CO2, 25% or something fresh water, that is still so crazy much. But the fact that it's probably much more just shows you how horrible this system called factory farming, animal agriculture, whatever you want to call it, is, how unsustainable. And if you would look on the planet from above like an alien and you're not born into our culture, our system, you would think like, that's how we feed our population? So cruel, so destructive and so unhealthy. Oh yeah, that's another thing. They didn't cover health, but the video is already super long. This video is already crazy long. But one point I want to mention, I wish they would also just a couple facts about health, how unhealthy it is to eat animal products. But anyway, the overall message, great, eat less animal products and more plant foods, and I salute this video for that. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any video I should react to, then let me know down below, and I hope I see you tomorrow in my next video. Peace. And I'm so happy they didn't start trilling, because they were trilling all day and I wanted to make a vlog and no, and yeah, but tomorrow there will be an epic video. Stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't. I stopped talking here because this video is already out of control, super long. You're complaining, why are your videos so long? Because I just give it justice, and I did it now, and I end it here, and I'm still talking, so I just walk out of the frame. Thanks for watching, until next time, peace. Out.